Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, the place where bikes aren't just machines, they're a way of life. Today, we're diving into something classic, something nostalgic, but also something refreshingly new. It's not just a motorcycle, it's an emotion for millions. You guessed it, we're talking about the all-new 2025 Royal Enfield Bullet 250, a name steeped in heritage, reborn for a new generation. For decades, the Bullet has been the symbol of raw simplicity, thumping character, and timeless style. And in 2025, Royal Enfield has brought a new twist to the tale by reintroducing the Bullet 250. But don't let the number fool you. This isn't just a smaller engine slapped into an old frame. This bike is a re-engineered icon, retaining its legacy while suiting the modern rider's needs. Whether you're cruising through winding country roads or maneuvering through tight urban lanes. Let's start with the way this motorcycle looks, because honestly, it commands attention the moment it rolls into the frame. At the front, the Bullet 250 maintains the traditional teardrop tank design and round halogen headlamp, a deliberate nod to the retro spirit. But look closer and you'll notice subtle updates. The headlamp now comes with a ring-shaped LED DRL, giving it a modern signature without losing the old-school charm. The metal fenders are painted to perfection, blending seamlessly with the bodywork. The attention to detail is meticulous. Even the turn indicators have been redesigned. They're compact, classic, and tastefully modern. The front forks are now chunkier than before, sitting inside gaiters that give off a strong vintage vibe. The 19-inch front spoke wheel wears a tubeless seat zoom plus tire. Yes, this time it's tubeless, giving riders the peace of mind they've been asking for. The disc brake up front is now larger, with a bi-brake caliper offering much more bite and feel than its predecessors. The paint finish is deep and lustrous, and the hand-painted pinstripes on certain color variants bring a level of craftsmanship that's becoming rare in this segment. Move over to the side and you'll really see how Royal Enfield has nailed the proportions. The silhouette is unmistakably Bullet, long, slightly arched, with a dominating presence. But look again and you'll see the tighter integration of panels, a more compact and better engineered exhaust layout, and a redesigned airbox cover that subtly hints at modernity. The engine casing is matte black with a brushed aluminum finish, depending on the variant you choose. And the fuel tank is still around 13 liters. Wears the signature Bullet badge in chrome, proudly showcasing its legacy. The side profile also reveals the all-new frame. Yes, the Bullet 250 sits on the same J platform as the Meteor and the Classic, which means better weight distribution, more stability, and a lighter overall feel. This platform change isn't just cosmetic and transforms the entire riding experience, which we'll get to in a bit, but visually, it allows for a cleaner line from the tank all the way to the tail end, giving the bike a leaner yet more muscular stance. The rider triangle has also been tweaked for more comfort, especially for long-distance rides. At the back, the design continues to respect tradition while making smart upgrades. The tail lamp unit is a compact LED with a surrounding chrome bezel, sitting on a classic mudguard that flows naturally from the seat line. The rear indicators are also LED, tucked neatly into the sides. The rear grab rail is thicker and offers a firmer grip, and the overall back profile feels tighter and more solidly built than the previous 350 versions. The seat deserves a shout-out of its own. It's a single-piece step seat, deeply padded and stitched with precision. It's noticeably wider and more comfortable than older Bullets, offering better cushioning without sacrificing aesthetics. The seat height stands at around 805 mm, accessible for most riders, yet upright enough to give that commanding view of the road. Now let's talk heart and soul at the engine. The 2025 Bullet 250 is powered by a brand new 249cc, single-cylinder, air-oil-cooled engine derived from the J-series architecture. It produces around 20.2 bhp at 6,100 revolutions per minute and 20.5 Nm of torque at 4,500 revolutions per minute. On paper, it may not seem like a quantum leap, but out on the road, this engine brings a beautiful balance between power, smoothness, and that old school thump we all crave. Big win here is refinement. The vibrations that plagued the older 350s drastically reduced, thanks to a counterbalancer and the updated construction. The 250cc engine feels buttery smooth through the rev range. The thump is still there, a deeper, more rhythmic but it won't rattle your bones. The power delivery is linear, perfect for both city commutes and relaxed weekend rides. This engine isn't about pushing the red line, it's about enjoying the journey, feeling every gear shift, every breath of the throttle. Mated to this engine is a 5-speed gearbox, slicker than ever before on a Bullet. The shifts are smooth, clutch feel is light, and there's enough torque to keep you going without constantly dropping gears. In city traffic, you'll appreciate the tractability. A third gear does a lot of heavy lifting, allowing you to crawl at 30 km/h and still pull without a downshift. On highways, it can cruise comfortably at 90 to 100 km/h all day long, not blistering fast, but absolutely composed and unbothered. Fuel efficiency is respectable too. During our real-world testing, the Bullet 250 returned around 38 to 42 kmpl, depending on riding conditions, and with a 13-liter tank, that translates to a solid touring range of over 450 kilometers on a single fill, making it a great choice for those planning longer rides. The suspension setup includes 41mm telescopic forks at the front and twin gas-charged shock absorbers at the rear. Royal Enfield has tuned them to offer a plush, comfortable ride, something this platform excels at. The suspension soaks up bumps, potholes, and broken patches with grace. Whether you're on a smooth tarmac or a rough countryside trail, the Bullet 250 delivers that iconic floaty feel with much better control and confidence. The braking department sees major improvements as well. A 300mm disc at the front and a 270mm disc at the rear are managed by dual-channel ABS, offering progressive and reliable stopping power. The lever feedback is positive and predictable, and no more spongy bites or last-minute surprises. It's evident that Royal Enfield has focused on safety and rider confidence without overcomplicating the system. Instrumentation is a semi-digital affair, an analog speedometer paired with a small digital inset that shows odometer, trip meters, fuel gauge, and a gear position indicator. There's no flashy TFT here, and honestly, that fits the Bullet's character. Simplicity reigns supreme. There's also a USB charging port subtly placed near the handlebars, a thoughtful touch for touring riders. And yes, Royal Enfield's Tripper navigation pod is available as an optional accessory for those who want turn-by-turn guidance. When it comes to pricing, the Bullet 250 is positioned smartly between the Hunter 350 and Classic 350. Starting around a superscript 11.75 lakh ex showroom. It's a competitive price for a motorcycle that blends tradition with modern refinement. There are multiple variants depending on color schemes and finishes, as the base model features blacked-out components, while the top variant sports chrome and hand-detailed accents. So who is the Bullet 250 for? Honestly, it's for everyone who's ever admired the Royal Enfield badge but wanted something more manageable, less intimidating, and more refined. It's for young riders entering the world of retro classics, for old-school enthusiasts who want an everyday ride, and for tourers who appreciate comfort over chaos. It doesn't try to be a sport bike, it doesn't chase numbers. Instead, it delivers something far more lasting: a character, charm, and a soul that thumps along with yours. In the end, the 2025 Royal Enfield Bullet 250 is a beautifully executed blend of history and progress. It respects where it came from but doesn't hesitate to evolve. From the crisp detailing to the smoother ride, everything about it feels deliberate. It's not a revolution, it's a refined resurrection of one of India's most beloved motorcycles. Royal Enfield has struck the perfect chord between nostalgia and necessity. And that wraps up our deep dive on the 2025 Royal Enfield Bullet 250. What do you think? Is this the modern Bullet you were waiting for? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Two Wheel Trends for more detailed two-wheeler reviews, comparisons, and riding stories from across the country. Until next time, ride safe, ride far, and as always, keep the throttle twisted.